man, there was like one therapist that suggested when you go to a therapist, they're not supposed to say things, right? Because you're very susceptible when you're talking to people. So if they suggest things, you have to be careful because they can create false memories. And this is a huge thing that happens. So I had one, and this was after I had my hip and ankle replacement. And she got into like, if my dad had been inappropriate towards me as a child. And I was 18 at this point, and I was like, you can't just ask those questions when I'm in therapy. There was no leading up to that. Like, where did that come from? So then there was that lady. And then there was another one that just cried after I told her like my hip and ankle replacement. She just cried. And I was like, well, I'm not going to go see that one. So I haven't had very much success. I've had a lot of success, like writing down things that I can't get out of my head and just getting them out on paper. So I did a ton of journaling and writing and writing and writing. And that was very therapeutic for like traumatic experiences.
Your therapy experiences sound awful and hilarious.
They're so good when they're written down. Like I'm writing a book and they're very good for the book, but for real life, they were not ideal.
Right. Such is life. I feel like anything that's not like a fun life experience, it's like, well, I better write a book because otherwise this shit was just life. Nah.
Yeah, it's less fun that way. If I ever have something terrible happen, I'm like, oh, it's going to make a good chapter though.
Exactly. Yeah. I agree though that I think writing helps tremendously. I think that's maybe even more so than DBT. I would say like journaling, again, your dad's self-authoring suite, but like just any form of writing in a really complete way. I was going to say word vomity way, but considering my past, maybe not the best.
It's a nice way to describe it. Kind of though.
A little.
Yeah. That's kind of accurate.
If I'm not going to vomit, I might as well word vomit.
Oh my God. Wow. Well, good for you for like getting all that under control. I'm sure being under extreme stress as a kid, like is just going to breed that kind of behavior, right?
Yeah. Actually saying it now, I also think that quitting acting was hugely instrumental. Like I needed that for my mental health and I needed that for my own self-growth and my own relationship with myself. I couldn't keep literally being people that other people write and, trying to just the amount of rejection that comes with acting, the amount of like wedging yourself into these roles that are other people. It's like, no, I deserve to be myself, man. Like it's been enough of being other people, enough of spending my life trying to be who my mom wants me to be in producers and record labels. And like, I'm done. And I think walking away from that, it was certainly the hardest thing or one of the hardest things I've ever done. The kicking the eating disorder was harder, but walking away from a career that everybody's telling everybody in my family is going, don't walk away from this. You'd be insane to walk away from this. You can't. Why would you do that? Do you know how hard it is to be successful at acting? What are you thinking? And I was like, I don't know. I feel like I have to do it. And it was really hard, but it was me kind of taking a stand for myself. And I'm really